Most people see the final story. They don't see how it gets there. In a highly functioning newsroom, a story moves through a clearly managed sequence, much like traffic. And like traffic, though some may call it a horror movie, it only flows when everyone knows the rules. It usually starts with an idea, from a reporter, a producer, or an entire team. But most ideas don't survive the first conversation, and that's by design. The questions come fast. What's the angle? What's actually new here? Why does this matter today, not yesterday, not tomorrow? An editor might kill 3 pitches before one gets the green light. That's not cynicism. That's how you protect the audience's time. Once an idea is approved, the reporting begins, and so does the clock. Interviews need to be scheduled and recorded. Documents need to be pulled, data needs to be checked, and the whole time someone is asking, what do we actually have? Because the script isn't written in a vacuum, it's written around the material. If you don't have the shot, you rewrite the line. If the interview didn't deliver, you restructure the story. This is where clarity is everything, especially when you have an hour left and half the footage you expected hasn't arrived. From there, the story moves into production. Video, graphics, text, but there are people behind each of those. An editor who finds a better soundbite than the one the script was built around. A producer who has to decide, do we pull the graphic that isn't ready or do we delay? A reporter and editor in a back and forth that can reshape the entire piece, sometimes with just minutes to air. These aren't small moments, they're where the story gets better or worse. And then publication, broadcast, digital or social, except it rarely feels like a finish line. A story that aired at 6 goes online at 6:01, gets updated at 7 and has a follow-up by morning. But the real difference between strong and weak newsrooms isn't the steps, it's what happens between the steps. When responsibility shifts, is it clear who owns the story? When a decision needs to be made at 4:58 p.m, is there a person or just a process? When something breaks down, is there a handoff or a gap? In the newsrooms that I've worked in, the biggest improvements never came from adding more people. They came from making those transitions clearer, knowing exactly when the baton changes hands, and finally, making sure no one drops it. A good story is important, but a clear process is what makes good stories consistent. That's not a production note, that's the whole job.